think about this. If you were given a blank canvas and a brush, what would you paint? Would you create something beautiful, or would you focus on the empty space stuck in frustration? Life works the same way. Your focus is the brush, your energy is the paint, and what you create is determined by what you choose to see. Too often, we wake up every morning focusing on problems, bills, stress, failures, doubts. But let me tell you something. Where you direct your mind, your life will follow. If all you see are obstacles, you will live in limitation. But if you focus on something greater, on God, on faith, on the infinite possibilities beyond your circumstances, your life will change in ways you never imagined. Your mind is the architect of your reality. Every thought you entertain, every belief you hold is constructing the world you experience. And yet most people spend their entire lives focusing on the wrong thing. They wake up in the morning and immediately place their attention on problems, on worries, on the past that no longer exists, or the future they fear. They don't realize that whatever they focus on, they give life to. Energy flows where attention goes. So if all you do is think about stress, if all you do is focus on what's missing, on what's broken, on what's wrong, then you will continue to create a reality that reflects that inner state. Your mind is powerful beyond measure, but most people never learn how to use it. They operate in survival mode, letting their environment dictate their emotions, letting their past experiences define who they are, letting external circumstances control their internal state. But what if you could change that? What if instead of focusing on problems, you shifted your awareness to something greater? What if you put your attention on God, on infinite potential, on the divine intelligence that orchestrates all of creation? The moment you do that, everything changes. Because when you focus on God, you are no longer confined by the limitations of your past. You are no longer a prisoner of your old thoughts, your old emotions, your old stories. You become something greater. You align yourself with a force that is beyond logic, beyond the physical world, beyond the struggles that once seemed impossible to overcome. And in that alignment, you access a new level of reality, a reality where problems are not obstacles, but opportunities. A reality where fear is replaced by faith, where doubt is replaced by knowing, where scarcity is replaced by abundance. The reason so many people feel stuck, the reason they repeat the same patterns, the same cycles, the same emotional states day after day, year after year, is because they have conditioned their minds to focus on the wrong things. They live in reaction to their environment. If something goes wrong, they feel stress. If someone offends them, they feel anger. If life doesn't go as planned, they feel disappointment. They have given their power away without realizing it. They have allowed their external world to dictate their internal state. But you were never meant to live that way. You were never meant to be a victim of circumstances. You were given the power to create. The challenge is that most people don't believe that. They look at their lives and say, but my situation is real. My problems are real. My pain is real. And yes, on one level, those experiences feel real, but the truth is, they are only as real as the attention you give them. The moment you take your focus away from the problem and direct it toward God, something shifts. You begin to feel something different. You begin to sense that you are not alone, that there is something greater moving in your life. And the more you focus on that divine presence, the more it expands in your awareness. This is not wishful thinking. This is not about ignoring reality. This is about understanding that reality itself is shaped by your perception. The world you see is a direct reflection of the thoughts you think, the emotions you cultivate, and the beliefs you hold. If you wake up every day thinking about everything that is wrong, you will continue to experience more of what is wrong. But if you wake up every day thinking about the presence of God in your life, if you begin your day in gratitude, if you choose to put your attention on what is possible rather than what is broken, you will begin to shift the very fabric of your reality. Science has already proven this. Studies show that when you change your thoughts, you change the neural pathways in your brain. When you change the way you feel, you change the chemistry in your body. When you shift your awareness from stress to faith, from fear to trust, your entire physiological state transforms. Your brain begins to function differently. Your body begins to heal. Your energy field expands. You become a new person. The problem is that most people don't realize they have a choice. They think they are stuck with the mind they have, with the thoughts they think, with the emotions they feel. They don't realize that every single moment they are making a decision about where to place their attention, and that decision is shaping their future. So the question is, what are you focusing on? Are you focusing on what you lack, or are you focusing on the infinite abundance of God? Are you focusing on your limitations, or are you focusing on the limitless potential that is available to you? Are you focusing on what has gone wrong, or are you focusing on the power that is within you to create something new? Because the truth is, whatever you focus on, you become. If you constantly dwell on your problems, you will reinforce those problems. You will feel the emotions of stress, of anxiety, of fear. And those emotions will create more of the same. Your body will stay in a state of survival, your mind will stay locked in old patterns, and your life will continue to look exactly the same. But the moment you shift your focus, the moment you place your attention on God, something miraculous happens. You step out of survival, you step into creation, you step into a state where new possibilities exist. And when you stay in that state long enough, when you practice it daily, when you make it your default, you will see your entire life begin to change. Not because the external world has suddenly shifted, but because you have shifted, because your focus has changed, because your mind is now aligned with the divine. And when that happens, you no longer live in fear. You no longer see obstacles as limitation. You no longer wake up every day with a sense of heaviness, of worry, of doubt. Instead, you wake up with a sense of purpose. You wake up with faith. You wake up knowing that God is moving in your life, that His presence is guiding you, that His power is working through you. And from that place, everything you once thought was impossible begins to unfold. Doors open where there were none. Opportunities arise that you could have never planned. Healing takes place in ways that defy logic because you are no longer trying to control everything with your limited mind. You have surrendered to something greater. You have placed your trust in the divine. And that trust, that unwavering focus on God is what unlocks the miraculous. So the next time your mind wants to go back to stress, the next time your old patterns try to pull you back into survival mode, stop, breathe, redirect your focus. Ask yourself, what am I creating with my attention right now? And then choose to place it on God. Choose to place it on possibility. Choose to place it on faith. Because the moment you do, your life will begin to reflect that choice. And that is where transformation begins. Every single day, you are directing your energy somewhere. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every belief you hold is an investment of your energy. And the question is, where are you placing it? Because wherever you focus your attention, you send your energy. And whatever you send your energy to, you bring to life. Most people don't realize they are doing this. They wake up in the morning and immediately start thinking about everything that is wrong, their problems, their past, their struggles. They focus on what's missing, what's broken, what isn't working, and without knowing it, they are pouring their energy into those very things. They are reinforcing the reality they don't want simply by giving it their attention. The more they focus on their problems, the more power they give them. The more they replay their fears, the more real those fears become. The more they dwell on what isn't working, the more they stay stuck in the same cycle. Now imagine if you changed that. Imagine if instead of placing all your energy into worry, doubt, and stress, you redirected it toward faith, trust, and divine possibility. Imagine if instead of waking up and focusing on what's wrong, you woke up and placed your attention on God, on gratitude, on the unseen forces working in your favor. Because the truth is, you are always creating. Whether you are aware of it or not, you are always manifesting something with your energy. Your mind is like a broadcasting tower, sending out signals every moment of the day. And those signals, those vibrations are shaping the world around you. If you are constantly tuning into lack, into struggle, into negativity, then your life will continue to reflect that frequency. But the moment you shift your focus, the moment you align yourself with something greater, you start to see changes that defy logic. Think about how powerful your mind really is. Studies have already proven that when you change your thoughts, you change your brain. You literally rewire yourself at a biological level. When you shift your emotions, you change the chemistry in your body. When you place your attention on something new, something positive, something divine, you begin to create a new reality for yourself. So why would you waste that power by focusing on what drains you? Why would you continue to give your energy to things that do not serve you? Every time you focus on fear, you amplify it. Every time you focus on doubt, you strengthen it. Every time you focus on limitations, you make them more real. But the moment you take that same energy and direct it toward faith, something changes. Your body responds differently. Your mind opens up to new possibilities. Your entire state of being shifts. Most people are living on autopilot. They don't realize they have a choice in where they place their focus. They let their environment dictate their energy. If life feels hard, they feel stressed. If something goes wrong, they spiral into negativity. They allow their circumstances to control them instead of realizing that their focus, their attention, their energy is what controls their reality. They don't see that they are creating their future moment by moment simply by what they choose to focus on. But once you wake up to this truth, you can never go back. Once you understand that energy flows where attention goes, you begin to guard your focus like never before. You begin to ask yourself, where am I placing my energy today? What am I investing my attention in? Am I feeding my problems or am I feeding my faith? Because whatever you water will grow. If you constantly water the seeds of stress, anxiety, and fear, then that is what will take root in your life. But if you begin to water the seeds of faith, trust, and divine alignment, then your reality will start to reflect that. And this is not just philosophy, this is science. Your brain operates on patterns. Whatever you repeatedly focus on, you strengthen. Whatever you keep thinking about, you hardwire into your nervous system. And once those neural pathways are built, your body will begin to crave the emotions that are most familiar to it. If stress has been your default state for years, your body will continue to look for reasons to feel stressed. If fear has been your foundation, your mind will keep searching for things to worry about. But the moment you break that cycle, the moment you stop placing your energy into those old patterns and start placing it into something higher, you begin to reprogram yourself. And this is why focusing on God changes everything. Because when you place your attention on the divine, you step into a state of trust. You release the need to control everything with your limited mind. You stop reacting to every challenge as if it is the end of the world. Instead, you start to see that there is a bigger plan unfolding. You begin to understand that what looks like a setback is actually a setup for something greater. You start to feel a sense of peace that isn't based on circumstances. It's based on knowing that you are supported, knowing that you are guided, knowing that no matter what is happening around you, there is something higher working in your favor. And when you live from that place, you stop wasting your energy on things that don't matter. You stop spending your days replaying past hurts. You stop giving your attention to negativity, gossip, or doubt. You become intentional with your focus because you realize that your energy is sacred. You begin to operate on a different frequency, and people around you start to notice. They see the peace in your presence. They feel the shift in your energy, and they may not even be able to explain it, but they will sense that something is different about you, because when you are aligned with God, when your attention is placed on the divine, your entire state of being radiates a different energy. So the question is, what are you focusing on right now? What are you pouring your energy into? Because whatever it is, that is what you are creating more of. If you want a life filled with peace, focus on God's presence. If you want to experience more love, place your attention on love. If you want to break free from fear, shift your awareness to trust. Because the moment you do, you begin to change the direction of your life, not by force, not by struggle, but by simply choosing to invest your energy in something greater. Most people wake up and immediately tune into stress. They rehearse the same struggles, the same emotions, the same thoughts as yesterday. And guess what? Their life stays the same. But what if, instead of waking up to your problems, you woke up to God's power within you? What if you stopped focusing on fear and started focusing on faith? Science has already proven that where attention goes, energy flows. So when you constantly dwell on your struggles, your mind literally hardwires those challenges into your reality. You are programming yourself for limitation. But the moment you shift your focus to God, to peace, to gratitude, to possibility, you rewire your mind for transformation. And when that happens, miracles are no longer distant dreams. They become your reality. You have to stop living in survival mode. Stop letting stress control you. Stop believing in the limitations of the past. God has given you the power to create. The question is, what are you creating? So today, I challenge you. The next time a problem comes into your mind, stop, take a breath, and instead of worrying, turn your focus to God, feel His presence, speak His promises, know that you are not alone. Because when you focus on your problems, they grow. But when you focus on God, your problems shrink, your life expands, your spirit awakens, and you become the person you were meant to be. It's time to stop living in fear. It's time to focus on something greater. It's time to let go of the past and step into the future that was always meant for you. Now go and make it happen.